Paul, not to be for your side tonight. What went wrong?
We were beaten by a very good side, in my opinion. I think they went very close last season. They're a group that's been together for some time, and they look very, played some good football. Said that going into the game. Nigel wants his team to play that way, and we contributed to ourselves in terms of inviting pressure, etc. But there's no doubt about it. They were the better team on the night by far. Harvey obviously made the mistake for the goal, but then made some good saves. And for us, when we did have some opportunities, I think Christian Pym made a good save from Rosie's header. And then we had, again, some situations, but at the minute we're not being careful enough in terms of finding the right pass or taking that bit of care to make the most of opportunities that did arise. But overall, as I said, they were no doubt the better team.
I accept that they were a very good side and they played very well tonight, but what could your team have done to restrict their movements and to stop them playing?
I think we could have run harder, for one. I think we could have competed more. And as I said to someone going into the game, you learn it all the time. And remember, that this isn't an excuse, but as in it's a new group for me to learn about. Pre-season's one thing, but then you get to the real games, and tonight certainly learned a few things, and some decisions, for the time being at least, have been made easier, I would say, for myself after watching the game.
Seems to lack a little bit of energy, especially I think noticeable when Harry comes on that he brings that, doesn't he, always?
Yep.
But you seem to lack a little bit of that in the middle of the park tonight.
But you've seen it. But again, our choice to set up, again, for now, that won't be happening again. So that's something you learn. I think, unfortunately, you've got to go through a little bit of that learning process with the team and the players, and what we can perhaps, how we can line up and how we can't. And that's the sort of learning that I've took from it. Now, there's no guarantee still that whatever we did tonight, we would have won the game or anything like that. Far from it. I think they are one of the favourites in terms of that top group. And on tonight's evidence, it suggests that we're certainly short of that. We've said before that's going to be difficult, but I certainly want us to make it a more difficult game than it was. Because, like I said, it's hard because there's two sides to it, and I don't want one to take any credit away from Mansfield, and I don't want it to seem like I'm just making excuses. But that's pretty much as good as a performance I've seen from a League Two side for some time. So, but we have to try and do something about that, of course.
You said that some of your decisions have been made easier. Does that mean perhaps that in the window you might be looking to let a couple of players go, or bring some in if you can?
I think in terms of that comment, at least, John, that's more around what's in the building now and what I feel we can take to the field with, rather than that. But I have been open with the players and said there's very few games realistically, as in from pre-season and into the start of the season, until the window shuts, and I'm going to have to make some decisions and look at the situation as a whole, and perhaps have a couple of conversations. But also the way the season starts, it's a quick turnaround. We were Saturday, that's just the first game, straight to Tuesday. We've said before, we've got a really, really difficult start. We've got Mansfield again soon. We've got Notts County, and we can all, people say, well, they got beat 5-1, but you watch the game, and we know that there's a sending off that certainly has an influence with it. And I'm pretty certain that they'll be up there come the end of the season.
Yeah, that's what I meant really by my conversation. You said there's so little time that if you see a poor performance in one game, they might not get a chance in another to impress before the window shuts. That's the nature of football, and this is why, say from day one in terms of pre-season and coming through the door, you've got to impress as much as you can in training. And I guess we all know though that the most important thing is come the match day.
And today, there's no doubt about it, we struggled. I'm not hide away from that fact. I'm not happy about that, but that's the facts. And we were second best.
You mentioned Harvey obviously made the mistake, as you say, made a couple of really good saves later on. How is he? In his first game, obviously, it's not the way you wanted to go.
No, of course it's not. But he's a young player, and he'll learn. He's got to learn. And at the minute, unfortunately, that's it's a mistake that's led to a goal, and the position that he plays, that's probably emphasised more than any other position on the pitch. But he'll come back from that, I'm sure, and he did in the game. Like I said, I thought he tried to stay composed. He made some good saves, and it's just a shame that probably in his mind, and I'm sure the people that have been here to a degree, the main thing will be the mistake. But as I said, he'll come through that. Steve will rally around him, we'll rally around him, and we'll, as long as I see the right attitude and mentality from him, we'll get over that.